What's up? This is Loyal Pickles. I got my friend Tyler here, and this is episode 1 of...
Give some honor to the rank, man. I'm the Ranger.
The Ranger 59958675309. And this is his first time playing Dark Souls, so he's... Have you seen... I mean, just me playing it a couple times.
Times.
You're not really spoiled on how the game goes or anything.
I honestly don't pay attention that much. So.
Right. So it doesn't get much more blind than this blind run. So, Tyler, why don't you...
I do have my contacts in, so I'm not totally blind.
Kill yourself. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hit new game there. And enjoy this music that's nowhere else in the game.
Okay.
Alright, so choose a name for your character. Oh yeah, by the way, enjoy the PS3's really wonky
I'm not
text
sure about
entry. By the way, we are playing on PS3, partially because I don't have a PC to run this game on. And this is just what I know. Are you wanting it to be capitalized by any chance?
Possibly.
Okay, go to T and hit it. See how it has this down here at the bottom? Hit it 4 times. Yeah. It's like how cell phones used to be. And no, there's no T9 option. So you're going to name it your username.
Sure.
I love this. The Chosen Undead. The Ranger. Yeah, this text entry is not the best, and it's one of the subtle things changed from PlayStation 3 to 4 that's really good. PlayStation 4, you get a real keyboard. Oh, and it actually will change depending on the game. Sometimes it's a different keyboard altogether. So that's
why we play on PC, because then you have an actual...
You just type it in. Well, I mean, we can plug in a keyboard to this, but I don't know if it affects this. I mean, I'd say that the Ranger's a good solid one there. All right, sex, of course.
What kind of...
Sex, of course, is if you want to be male or female. All right, now your class. I would recommend pretty much anything but Thief or Pyromancer, because Pyromancer is considered kind of the easy mode for this, and Thief starts with a key that can ruin the natural progression of the game. You can actually take the key as a gift regardless, but I'm advising against it, but it's up to what you want. Pyromancer starts with a axe and a crappy shield, but can throw fire. And over here on the left, you can see your different stats. Deprive starts with a club and a plank shield, but
look, it's me IRL.
all of their stats are the same. Hunter is a little bit more dexterity oriented, so they're going to use, if you want to...
Give me more like attack speed, movement speed.
Your movement speed is dependent on how much weight you have from your armor and everything. Attack speed really depends on the weapon and everything, but like Wanderer, Knight, Warrior are all solid choices. But okay, like if you look at Warrior, how he has strength and dex are basically equal, that's really good. But then you look at something like if you go down and look at Hunter again, you'll notice how he has higher dexterity. You're not pigeonholed into, like, if you choose this and later decide, oh, I want strength all the way, that's fine. The game allows that. You're not stuck in a class, per se. But yeah, pretty much, I always choose Knight. Usually, I think I've chosen Warrior before. I choose the class that's kind of like Wanderer in Dark Souls 2. But pretty much what you want at this level, or at the beginning, is you want like a good strength or a good dexterity stat, which that's why the Warrior is really good. And he's got pretty good health. Okay, now this is just an item that you start with. The Goddess's Blessing is a one-time heal item. Black Firebomb is, I think you get 10 of them Those are actually pretty nice thrown weapons. Twin Humanities. Humanity is a... yeah, it's more than an STD bomb. Twin Humanities, in the game there's this mechanic using an item called Humanity, and this allows you to start the game with 2. There's kind of no point for you to start with it, you get plenty through the game. Binoculars you could pick up in the first area. The pendant literally does nothing. The fun fact, the pendant was actually a giant troll item. And the director of this game, Miyazaki, he said in an interview if he was to take any of the starting gifts, it would be the pendant. And everybody's like, oh, the pendant's got some special meaning. The Tiny Beans ring, see how it says that HP recovers slowly while equipped? That's a lie. It does not regenerate your health, it just makes your health, like if you've got 100 points of health, it gives you 105. It doesn't actually recover or regenerate. So that's just a problem with that. The Old Witch's Ring has a very specific use if you want a little bit of lore from a certain character. Honestly, I'd go like Black Fire Bombs or Master Key. The Master Key can ruin your progression though, because it says it unlocks any basic lock. That's what you do if you're like me and you want to start the game at the beginning and go to places that you're not supposed to be at yet. But physique, honestly, if you want to go for like large, will be okay, but it kind of makes certain armors look wonky because pretty much every armor in the game was made to be on the average frame. If you want a tiny head for whatever reason, unlike real life. Yeah, very slim, looks like a woman in that armor. On PC, there's actually a mod for this armor, which makes it black leather, and it looks really good. And by the way, no pressure on this, because most people spend like 30 minutes creating a character. This actually, if you'll read these, they give you a little bit of backstory on the world. I usually go for a Stora Noble, just because it's just a basic white dude like me. Also, go back up to Jubilant Katarina. Jovial features of Katarina, known for festivity and drink. Look at just this racism. Just look at that. Also racism.
Yeah. I figure I'll go with something more like mini IRL.
Yeah, just big boy.
Yeah.
Okay, please get ready for these hair lines. There's your Vegeta from Dragon Ball haircut. Oh, and you can rotate it with the right stick so you can see how terrible it looks from behind. Oh, go back down to bobbed. That's what you want, is bobbed. Just big old bowl cut. I honestly...
Like that was my haircut at age 5, maybe.
I go for like short or shaved on mine because all of the hair in this game just looks terrible. And plus, if you go shaved, you don't gotta worry about hair color. And there's no beards or anything, so... Beards didn't come about until Dark Souls 2. And there's actually a little... Okay. No, this is... Well, no, it does. It changes your hair. It changes your hair and your eyes, which is very interesting. Yeah, it's dark blue. Okay, now under customize is where you can go in and change like sliders on stuff, and really, I wouldn't. It just, unless you kind of know what you're doing or you're trying to create a monster. Yes, because changing someone's maturity makes their jawline change. Hormones. Yeah, if you want it. Hormones, I think, changes skin tone a little bit, maybe. Look at that eyebrow. Goodness. and then you just mouse over to accept. Now get ready for the intro cinematic, which I think I've shown you before.
In the age of ancients,
Born of the souls, made men by the
the
souls.
world was unformed, shrouded by fog.
Made men by
A land of grey crags, arch trees, and
Shout out-
everlasting
Check the dragon right there. That's another dragon.
Shout out to our sponsors and whoever made these peanuts.
Yeah, these peanuts were made by
Then there was fire,
net weight 10.5 ounces.
and with fire came disparity.
Peas, eating goober peas.
I actually think,
Goodness, how delicious. Eating goober
yeah, I think these are spicy. No, these are from the peanut shop in Virginia.
Light
So shout out.
and dark. Then from the dark they came
They.
and found the souls of lords within the flame.
So this is basically an introduction to the main bosses that you need to take down.
Nito, the first of the dead.
Okay, so Scully met Skullface.
Yeah, man, it's the dead guy made up of 1,000 dead guys.
The Witch of Isolin
Daughters
and
of
her
Chaos.
daughters of Chaos.
It looks like
Gwyn,
fun.
the Lord of Sunlight
His faithful
and
knights.
his faithful knights.
So the good dudes that are doing bad things.
And
Basically.
the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten.
Yeah, some random big.
With the strength of lords, they challenge
This music reminds me of the music in Demon Souls a little bit. And if that's not just straight up a shot from Demon
Gwyn's
Souls.
mighty lords peeled
I was thinking,
apart their stone
Rule of
spears,
Fate.
Oh yeah, it does have a little bit of a dual shape feel.
weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a
I just love how,
of
just
death
how
and disease.
he's just a big shape with a head.
And Seath, the Scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragon
Aw, see?
no more.
Pupper! So it's better on that screen.
Thus began the age of
I wouldn't know why it would
fire.
look better on the recording. Well, it could also be the fact that that's a 1080
But
screen
soon
and this is a
the
4K,
flames
so
will
viewing
fade,
anything on a higher
and
resolution
only
screen,
dark will
like I'm just
remain.
looking at the subtitles and I'm just seeing pixels.
Even now,
Look, it's a
there
fall.
are only embers. The man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen
Carriers of the accursed dark
carriers
side.
of the accursed
side.
dark
You heard.
side.
Dark side? It's dark sign. Sigyn. Alright, now forget all that because that was nonsense.
Already forgotten.
Oh yeah, and these things, these item descriptions, you just don't read them. I will say I'm gonna try not to backseat really hard unless Tyler is just not gonna figure something out, or if he's gonna miss something crucial that I want him to find. But I'm gonna,
Yes,
Basically,
indeed.
he's just gonna let me die.
yeah, I'm just
The
gonna.
dark
There's gonna be a lot of
side
deaths, and
blinds
I'm not
the
editing
undead.
this unless it takes him like 1,000 tries to do something. So, yeah.
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
Okay, so dragons are bad dudes.
hmm
The people we were
This
introduced to were
is
bad
your
dudes.
fate.
Basically. Well, I mean,
Bad
they're
dudes fought other bad dudes.
basically like in your way, yeah.
And your goal is to
Defeat the bad dudes.
defeat all the bad dudes.
Yeah, you will get some like people that explain some stuff to you, but you have to talk to them, and if you don't talk to them, you don't get the explanation. So it is possible to get through this game without learning really anything about why you're doing what you're doing. So this is also kind of your introduction to items. When you see a body or whatever, a corpse, with a little glowy bit on top of it, there's an item. Alright. First thing you need to do is hit start. Alright, now hit R1.
R1.
Yeah, and select it with X.
Select what?
Sorry, I meant the first thing over from the change equipment.
That?
Yeah. You see how it says change equipment? Yeah. Alright, now hit square on that item to unequip it because it's garbage. You don't need it. So you can see down here there's your little press button to do button. Alright, now another thing is hit circle. Alright, now you'll notice you hit circle and backed out of the menu, right? But that's up there in the corner. You have to hit circle again to close it. That caused me a lot of trouble early on because I would think I left the menu and you're not able to like swing your weapon or anything after that. So go ahead and pillage that corpse. Oh, and by the way, look at your beef jerky face. Alright, so that was a cell key. I imagine this feels a little weird to you.
Oh, yeah.
You get used to it. And of course, they kind of perfected the movement in like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. It just feels right. Also, you'll notice how it says like read message, and if you turn around, you'll see those are actually messages on the ground. These are developer messages because you can see it doesn't have any kind of rating or anything on it. These are basically tutorial messages.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's RB basically, right bumper.
Am I supposed to kill this dude?
You don't have to kill him, and he doesn't give you a lot of souls or anything. Also, turn your camera to the right. Look through that. That's a guy.
Big scary dude being big and scary.
It's a big dude. Clicking the stick, yeah. You are going to use that a lot. So that's basically, here's how you do your light attack, your heavy attack, and here's how you lock on enemies. That's your three basic things you need to know. And you move slower in water, which you're not going to have a lot of situations where you're in the water and you need to...
It's so hard.
This game called Dark Souls is dark? What? Who? And another key thing to remember here is just look around, be aware of your surroundings, and explore.
Oh, bonfire. I have never lit a bonfire that easily.
Right? Just throw some gasoline on there. Alright, now, your progress has just been essentially saved at this spot. So if you die, you'll come back right here. Another thing to remember is lighting it and sitting at it are two separate things. They are not the same thing. Lighting it turns it on, and resting at it saves your progress there.
So you've got to light it
and then sit at it if that's where you want to stop. Yes, or that's where you want to have your progress at.
Knock, knock.
Right? Or just spray some WD-40 on the hinges.
My experience with video games says I need to punch these.
Huh. Some Zelda stuff.
I mean, this is
In some ways, sure. don't have a healing item yet, so... And you've also got a very heavy roll.
Hey.
He knocked you down. Well, look at... the music just stopped!
Was that a trap?
No. You actually figured out what you were kind of supposed to do. Now, there's another bonfire right here. Light it and rest at it. Because you took the black fire bombs as a gift, if you are careful with your dodging and everything, that those 10 fire bombs are enough to kill him when you first encounter him.
Okay.
But most players, of course, do not know that at all. Now, get your shield.
Your shield.
It's an item. It's an item you have to pick up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be around this corner. Yeah. Now,
Whoa.
okay, ooh, headshot. Okay, yeah, there you go. Take cover in here, pick up your shield. Now, hit start. R1 over to change equipment, like that. And then this right here is your shield and secondary item. These are for arrows. These are for usable items. These are for rings. There's your armor. And there is where your weapons go.
Where'd my shield go?
Click right here. There's your shield. Select it. Now, I'm going to recommend something, or I'm going to show you something. Go back to change equipment. Press X. Let's see. Hit R1. Okay, so where's the stat? Where's it? You see right here where it says equip load, 18.4 of 52.
Okay, and
that's a
affects
percentage.
How much I can roll.
That affects how much you can roll. Now you lower that or raise that number by taking off or putting on armor. So if you go over to if you R1 or L1 over to change equipment again, take your helmet and your gloves off. You're sacrificing a little bit of defense of getting hit for the ability to roll. Now back out of that and then hit roll. Also, that tells you how to guard with your shield. So you hold it up and that. See how much better your roll is than even it was before? And of course, it just tells you everything I just told you about changing your equipment. Now the next thing you're going to want to get is your sword, which is right up in front of you. And that guy's just going to screw off. The longsword's actually pretty good in this game. It's actually what carried me. I'll move that drink for you. It's what carried me through Dark Souls 3. And that's going to be under your weapons tab up here. Yep. And remember, back out of your menu. There you go. And if you have a second weapon equipped in your, you have 2 slots, basically. If you have another weapon equipped, you hit the D-pad to switch it over. And, so, if you have a bow or something in your offhand, you can switch over to it.
Oh, hi there.
There you go. That's Dark Souls.
Yay, I got a kill.
Protect yourself and kill. And he gave you 20 souls. Congratulations. That'll get you, a junior french fry on the Dark Souls value menu. They basically use these to halt progression and to cover loads, basically. Assets loading. And now it tells you to roll, of course. Back step, you have to be completely neutral on the stick. Like that.
Ah.
Do me a favor. Go down those stairs to the right. Yeah. Think you should be able to open this? Yep. So now you're right back out here.
Oh, okay, where I lit that.
Where you lit that one, yeah. So
now I can go back and talk to dude?
you can, but you're going to want to go back up the stairs.
Back up these stairs?
Yes. And then you're going to want to go up the stairs right there.
Andy, come here hard.
Now kill that guy. Oh, you're gonna want a R3 to lock on. Remember that. Now, did you hear like a crumbly sound when that ball went down?
Crumbly, crumbly.
See, it broke a hole in the wall.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for.
If you get too far away from
I'll
it,
die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you?
hit yes.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the Undead Asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know.
Yeah, their attempt at doing like
And I can die with hope in my heart.
archaic English is not the best.
One more thing. Here, take this.
It's not safe to go alone.
Right?
An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
So there's your healing item.
Oh, and this.
Floor 2, East Key.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after
Goodbye,
death.
old friend.
So go now. And thank you.
Alright, so hit start.
What happens?
Now I must bid farewell.
Yeah,
I would
and
hate
what
to
you just
harm
did is
you
a
after
good
death.
kind of thing with Dark Souls NPCs
So go
is
now.
when you finish talking to
And
them,
thank
try to
you.
talk to them again and see if they repeat their dialogue. Alright, now hit start and go over to change equipment. Okay, so you see how that automatically went on your thing? Alright, now back out. Back out again. Hit down on the D-pad. Down on the D-pad changes whatever item is here, and pressing square right now gives you a heal. So that's how you do your healing item. And remember, it's always square, so, and as the message says, when you sit at a bonfire, it'll give you your Estus back. And he just died. You could hear that sound of like a blade. So yeah, go ahead and sit at that bonfire. There still is a bit more up there if you want to explore it. But also, if you don't know or don't remember, sitting at the bonfire also respawns the enemies in the area. So like the guy at the top of the stairs is at the top of the stairs again. He does not have the ball again. So yeah, pressing triangle puts it in two hands, which I think kind of doubles the strength that you're applying to it. So if you have a weapon that scales with strength, it gives you a little bit more attack. Okay, I'm just going to say this to you. Left stick plus R1 is kick, left stick plus R2 is jump attack. That's kind of hard to nail. It usually takes me some practice with the PS3 controller to nail it. I'm pretty good at it with the PlayStation 4, but thankfully in Dark Souls 3 they made it to where if you're sprinting and hit the heavy attack button, see, there you go. If you hit the heavy attack button, you automatically do a jumping. Ah, gotcha. There you go. Yeah. They are very generous with the messages in this area. And if you press R1 when you fall, that's a plunging attack. That's a key little thing. Parrying. So yeah, basically if you hit R2, or sorry, L2, you'll swing your shield. And you've seen me do that, mostly barehanded. You were close. You were close. I saw what you were going for. Now, I will say it would help a little bit if you locked on. So what? That's
Death number 1.
that's death number 1. Ding. If I knew how to edit it, I would just put a death counter.
hitting L3
Mm-hmm.
just out of habit to try and get me to sprint.
Oh, yeah. I think I went back to For Honor after playing this one night, and I kept hitting circle to sprint, and I'm like, why am I not running? Why is this game not Dark Souls? I'm actually really glad that game's very un-Souls-like, to where people aren't constantly comparing them. Because that's a bit of a tired trope, is it's like Dark Souls. Remember, your heal is square, and your guard is L1. Now you'll... What was that? Is that the boss?
Daddy no like.
I think that's the boss.
Daddy no like.
He can't hit you. He shouldn't be able to hit. I've never seen this. Good. Right. Remember, lock on. You won't miss those stabs if you're locked on. I'm really weirded out. That's for real him. Oh, also that green thing on the ground. There you go. Okay. You're probably going to want to go for R1s in this situation, because they're much faster.
Well, I was trying to go for parry.
Well, that's L2.
Oh, L2.
Yeah. Like that. And you need to time it kind of like now. Well, good jumping attack. You might want to get a heal in. Or not.
Or I could die.
So that green and red thing right there is your souls that you drop, but it was only like 200 and something, and it's not a big deal at this point. And look at him. He just walks right off like you were nothing. He's like, pfft, pitiful. Literally, though, I have never seen that boss act like that. Now, alternatively, you can just go right through that door and fight the boss.
Well, at this point, I've kind of committed, and it's an honor thing.
It's a principle of the matter.
Yeah.
Honorable, like if your ancestors' honors at stake. I'm telling you, you're gonna miss just about every time unless you lock on.
Well, I keep trying to go for a sprint up and hit him.
Ah. There you go. Drawing them out is a very useful and time-honored technique with this series. I swear, if just somehow that enemy's, like that boss's, like, hammer clipped through that wall and killed you right now.
That would be one for the highlight reel.
Yeah, right? There you go. Their aggro range is dependent on your distance from them, their line of sight on you, and sometimes even it can be sound. Like, they'll get to moving around if they hear a sound in a certain area.
Okay.
All right. Attempt number 3.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that ragdoll. Oh, he's like grabbing onto your leg. Let us go. Oh, yeah. Honestly, when people talk about how terrible Dark Souls 2 is, I mean, that's the real reason. It didn't have ragdoll. I remember it's L2, left trigger to parry. He's like, oh, you back? Alright, so you got the 96 souls that you gathered the last run up here.
You thought you had me, huh?
You used the nuclear option.
Yes.
And remember that's an option for fighting the boss as well. Why don't you check that door?
Bring forth the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
The holy hand grenade of Antioch. It's locked! Get used to that. Or, does not open from this side. That's a big one. Yeah, that's just your... And when you parry, you're going to want to follow up with an R1 attack, not an R2. Now, remember how that message said how to do a dropping attack? Like you just start falling and hit R1? Remember that. Just remember that. Just remember that. Also, I see you hitting circle to get out of messages. It doesn't. It doesn't. That's going to get you killed, I promise. There's a specific place where it will kill you. Hey, look! Now, see how much damage you did?
Oh.
That's a dropping attack. Now get behind him and just avoid his attacks. Lock onto him. Yeah, just get behind him and wail on him. And watch out for this. Crap, you didn't watch out for it!
I watched out, it just happened.
Alright, back off a little bit, back off. Okay, you rolled way too early there, son.
I was trying to run, but it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's because you're locked on. When you're locked on, you're going to kind of strafe around them like this. And you're not going to just be able to like run off of them.
Okay.
You can, it's just like... Running's really awkward in this game. If it was on the stick, it'd be a different story. Right? Alright, but since you went up that way, and you already know there's like nothing up there or anything, you just go through the door and fight him. Unless you want to try to get that dropping attack again. That is a huge chunk of damage. And if you can actually manage to do a jumping attack into that dropping attack. Oh, wow, so you have to go that way. I did not know that. Because I always beat this guy in one try. But then again, I'm also experienced with this. Can you take a guess at when this game came out? Judging by like graphics.
2005?
Yeah, it came out before the PlayStation 3. It came out in 2011. He don't want to come out this time. He's like, I know what you're up to. Oh, fine, I'll come. I'm coming.
Come on, play fair.
Like I said, you're going to want to try to rely on R1 attacks over R2 attacks. R2 attacks with the longsword are really useful if you're in like a thin hallway or narrow hallway. You're going to want to go for those. Or like this doorway. See how your weapon bounced? R2 would have been perfect just then. But when you're out in the open, R1's all day. It's the attack button after all. There you go. Loser.
Okay, so I'm going to just kind of
Top off?
skip that other guy.
Yeah. I did not realize you had to go this way. And if you stay up here too long, he will come out. Ha! And again, it sucked you right on top of his head. He is ugly. Swing it. Nope. That was some advanced technology. Back off.
Won't let me run.
And remember, you've got those firebombs. You've got some ranged options. Got him on the ropes, man. Ooh! Alright, that was a bold move and it paid off. Got the big Pilgrim's Key. And a humanity. And you got your souls back. You recovered. Alright, it opened the door back to the bonfire, which you don't have to go to.
I figure I'll go through it anyway.
But that door right there is now accessible. That's what the big pilgrim's key unlocks. I'm just gonna ruin this for you. There's nothing in the pots. There's never anything in these pots. Absolutely never. I am in no way telling you any kind of half truth.
I still gotta bust the pots.
Oh my word, you're actually gonna okay.
Maybe want to.
Your only option is to get up and leave. Now go back to those doors.
He's gonna be there, isn't he?
No. It doesn't respawn bosses.
Okay.
It only respawns basic enemies. If it respawned bosses, that'd be bullcrap. Difficulty-wise, but also you'd be able to farm souls way too easy. Right now, just go. Just do it.
Those are the words of a trap.
Just do things. Just do it. Just do it.
My ranger senses are tingling.
Your ranger senses. Oh yeah, that humanity is on your hotbar now. It can be used to give you a full heal if you're out of Estus. And it can be used as a good job. Just good. You did it.
It's a trap.
It's
a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
All right, I'd be very careful if you're wanting to explore this area because there's just fatal drops everywhere.
Ooh, eggs.
Yeah, some egg. Whoop.
I hear movement.
That was you. I'm pretty sure.
This is obviously a trap. And big moment.
Yeah, it gives you a cutscene because it's a big moment.
Only in the ancient
Everything
legends
lies so
it is
nice.
stated
Oh, look at
that
that
one
texture.
day an undead shall be chosen.
It's an eagle. Or a crow, rather.
To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage
He's taking you to Mordor.
to
You're
the
going to drop
land
the
of
ring
the
off right
ancient
now.
lords.
Just like all those people on the internet said you should have.
Lord,
That was a... Is your arm broken? Goodness.
That was my elbow.
Is that part of your arm?
Yeah.
You should know this. You took AMP.
Both of them, actually.
And look at this beautiful, like, hey, look at this zone. Just look at all these buildings and nonsensical walls. Boom. You're airborne. You're airborne ranger.
Hey, I always wanted to jump wings.
What? That doesn't look right. It wasn't right. It looks... Whoa. Okay, so... In Lordran, which is the area that you're... Like, the country you're in. Level up and kindle at bonfires. That's gonna go away. Like, yeah. So, go ahead and rest at that bonfire so that your progress is saved. And that's as good a place as any to end episode 1. So, thank you for watching episode 1. Episode 2 is coming soon. Bye.
Bye.